good afternoon, and a very good evening to you, the good and wonderful people of the tube. Hope today, hope you're grand and all is well in your world. May I introduce you to probably one of my favourite amps I've played through in the last couple of years. This is the Behringer thing. That HA-40r, the HA-40, as I like to call it. Anyway, this thing is wicked. I first came across these things when I was doing the Led Zeppelin Sounds Like video for Andertons, and I think it was Pete said, "Oh, you should try using that," because I didn't really know what to use. I was a bit stumped. So he goes, "Oh, try using the Behringer one. See what you reckon to that." And I remember I took a few up back to the video room, and this one won. And I ended up using this again for the Paul Kossoff videos because it's amazing. So much so, people of YouTube, I had to buy one and bring it to you here today. And I absolutely love these things. One thing I will say off the bat, which is a bit of a negative, they are kind of noisy. I don't know if you can hear it. They buzz. They're quite buzzy. It's nothing major. You know, I mean, once you get playing, you can't hear it anyway. It doesn't make any difference. But it does have a bit of a buzz to it. A bit of a, kind of like a ground, almost like a grounding kind of buzz. But it's nothing major. But the ones I've plugged through tend to buzz. But, you know, it doesn't really matter. You kind of want your amp to make some kind of noise anyway, so you know it's a living thing. Anyway, so yeah, this is a 2-channel amp. You've got shared 3-band EQ, built-in reverb. You've got crazy things. You can have a optional foot switch. Doesn't come with the amp as usual. Line out headphones, and you can also run music into this thing as well with a picture of an iPod. People remember iPods? I love the fact that on a modern day amplifier you've got a picture of an iPod. On the back as well, you also have a speaker out as well, and we will be plugging it later on through my orange 412 here. Well, technically 212. We're going to plug it through that later on and see how it sounds through a bigger cab. I haven't tried it yet, POTT. I'm saving it for this vid. So we have a 10-inch Behringer speaker. It's 40 watt solid state amp. No effects loop. It's just a wicked amp to have around. It really is. It takes pedals well. You heard in the intro jam, but that was my pedal board running through it with a looper. Everything going into a front end. Nothing got messy. Nothing got messy, and it just... I was away. In all fairness with YouTube, like, you know, music told me to stop, but I kind of didn't want to stop at the intro. I wanted to keep going, but music said stop, so I stopped. But yeah, it feels great. It does. I really do. Like, if you want an amp that's just kind of like, you know, nice and easy to move about, light, portable, sounds amazing, and just to kind of move around with, this thing rules. It's a great starter amp. It's great kind of like amp to have around the house. It's a great recording amp as well. It records really, really nicely. I have mentioned it's 10-inch speaker as well. It's not a 12-inch speaker, it's 10-inch speaker. 40 watts, solid state. The output on the back for the cab is 8 ohms. I've got my cab wired at 16, so we'll only be getting about maybe somewhere between 15 and 20 watts. It won't, probably about 17 watts. It won't be particularly loud, but again, that's not what this amp's designed for. This amp isn't like the CR120 here. It's a lot more in the lines of kind of like, you know, the Bronco there. This is like a home use amp for plugging your pedal board into, plugging straight into, which I recommend because this thing sounds amazing. And just messing around and having fun with. You know, it really is cool. Anyway, so let's talk about features. So, left side here, we've got a channel select button there. This is your overdrive channel, kind of master section, if you will. So you've got a gain and a volume. It's got enough gain in this to stun a herd of donkeys. Believe me, it's got way more gain than you'll ever need. Nah, you always need more gain. Anyway, but yeah, that's that. You've got a clean volume here. It is what it is, just a volume. Then you've got your EQ section, and then the far right dial here is a reverb, and I love the reverb of this amp. It's not a spring, I don't think, but it's extraordinarily nice. I just love the reverb in this. I had it turned up quite loud in the intro jam. I had it at 2 o'clock, and it was just sounding amazing. So, another thing to note then, I love this, and I wish more amps did this. It's got a parametric EQ. It's not actually a parametric EQ, but it functions in the same way. So when the EQ dials, you've got treble, middle, and bass, standard 3-band EQ. When the dials are at 12 o'clock, zero. That's zero. There's nothing. There's nothing. To go up. It doesn't go up. It kind of. You can do anything. Anyway, so when they're at 12 o'clock, it's at 0. And then what you can do is you can cut frequencies or you can boost frequencies. And I absolutely love that ability. But there's been many times. I mean, I always, obviously, I've always got my Zoom pedal, and it's got a graphic EQ in there where I can kind of like alter amps however I feel like. Because sometimes I'll come across amps and they're a bit too low endy, and I have to go inside the Zoom and turn down the bass. But not so with this amp. It's great. You can cut frequencies, and I wish more amps did this kind of EQ, where 12 o'clock was neutral, and then you can cut or you can boost depending on what you need. So for my pedal board, I had no treble, no bass. I cut the frequencies, so -5 on each, and I had the treble bass. The middle just at 0. And it just works. And I'm on the clean channel. I'm not using the overdrive channel for my pedal board. I didn't need to. It sounded amazing for the clean channel, and it just sounded. I know I said it again. It sounds amazing. Anyway, it's open back as well. The cab's open back. It does breathe really nicely. So what I'm going to do now, POTT, is I'm just going to plug in loads of different guitars. Well, not loads of different guitars. Different guitars with different pickups, like humbuckers, single coils. Whatever, and just get a couple of different sounds, maybe 4 or 5 different sounds out of this thing, that you hear it just straight in. Because I say, the intro jam, it takes pedals amazingly. It really does take pedals so well, and I just want to plug straight into this thing now and let you hear that. So we're going to do that, and then after that we'll plug it through the Tuba 12 here, technically in a 412 box, and see what it sounds like through that. So without further ado, let's start with the Les Paul. Let's go there first. Humbuckers. that's some sound examples. That's just through the 10-inch speaker. So now we're going to go to the 12-inch speaker and see how it holds up. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. We'll find out in a sec. But it sounds amazing, and I love it. And it's the really cool thing about the gain channel, overdrive channel, is it's really tight sound. Like sometimes, like the oranges, for instance, like the CR120s, they're quite boomy and they're kind of like quite fat. This one, I'm pretty sure it's because of that parametric EQ thing, which I'm sure somebody will say, Dave, it's not a parametric EQ. I know it's not, but I'm just saying it is because that's what it works like. Anyway, exhausted mind. Oh, by the way, did you like the special appearance from my sister? By the way, she's just in that room there. Yeah. She just walked past. She walked past, then walked past again, and goes, "Were you filming?" And I was like, "Yeah." Ooh, it's fine. Anyway, let's see what the HA-40 sounds like through a 12-inch speaker. straight up with you. There you go. That sounded amazing. I don't know what else to say. Behringer, Behringer. I don't know. It sounds like some kind of weird, evil overlord. Behringer will come and get you. Anyway, moving along. It's just a wicked amp. It's very simple. Now again, there's no effects loop though, so bear that in mind. If you do have to have an effects loop, this isn't the amp for you. But I love the way it sounds. The overdrive channel's great, clean channel's great, EQ is amazing. I love that cut and boost thing. The reverb's amazing. It plugs into an external cab, which makes it even sound even fatter. Although it isn't much different, but it is, if that makes any sense. Tonally, it sounds pretty much the same. The tone kind of translates over. Sometimes when you get a combo and you plug it into like a 412 cab, the character of the tone changes. Whereas it doesn't with this one. It seems to kind of maintain that sound. But yeah, I love that 10-inch speaker in there though. It's amazing. These things are great. And again, they're really, really cheap, people too. They're not like, thousands of pounds, these things. And that's awesome. But I say, yeah, there you go. The Behringer, the HA-40r. Sounds like a condition. Anyway, I've got the HA-40s again. Anyway, I've lost my mind. I don't even know where I am anymore. I'm getting a headache. It's all gone wrong. So thank you very much indeed for watching. I'm going to get off now and collapse in a puddle of my own tears. I don't know where this is going. The joys of unscripted YouTube video. Anyway, if you like the videos that I do on this channel, if you like what I do here, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Links to that are down there, as well as links to my music down there. My feet are down there. Anyway, I'm going to go. See you later. Have a great one. Bye now. Behringer HA-40r. Check them out. Amazing. Ah!